All right, guys, so for this week's edition of 5 Things I'm Thinking, I wanted to go off hard from the bat and start with the question that was asked in our lecture with Harold Gibbons in the Motivation and Movement Lab. And the question was this: how many of you, meaning to the speaker, to the attendees in the environment, mostly fitness folk, how many of you have the same goals as your clients? And Harold theorized that it was about 2%. And I sat in the back and kind of chuckled. I would actually say this: about 4 years ago, I would say 5% of my clients had the same goals as me. 5%. Maybe. I wanted to get lean, I wanted to test new things, really passionate about fitness, really passionate about nutrition, really passionate about making a difference. Now, fast forward to today. I have 10 employees, co-workers, 2,000 square feet, looking for a second location, managing both the 120, 130 clients, in addition to the gym, in addition to my own personal life. It's a lot. It's a lot. This week, 2 weeks ago, we had a nice little flood in the gym, and that was a Monday morning. You can, safe to say that Monday was literally a washout. And so when I smiled when Harold asked this question, it was not because that I thought he was, way off base or way off course. No, most of the people in the audience don't necessarily relate to the client because they don't have the same goals as the client. And this is the same reason that I ran a marathon in 2012. I ran a marathon despite the fact that I'm a powerlifter, former football player, and basically had never run more than 3 miles in my life. 3 miles. Because I had to step foot in my client's shoes and understand what it was like to run 13, 15, 17, 19, 21 miles before eventually running 26.2. And so with this question that Harold asked, how many of you have the same goals as your client? The same fitness goals as your client? I'm almost ashamed to say I am, but I think it's about 90%. You want to know why? Because some days, and mind you, I own a gym. I have the keys to the gym. But some days, it is literally an accomplishment for me to have 30 to 60 minutes to work out. So, 90% of my clients, 85 to 90% of my clients have the same goal as I do when it comes to fitness. I own a gym, and that is simply to work out. On some days, that's an accomplishment. For a lot of people, that's going to be, well, no, nope. 90% of the time, and I go over this a lot with our coaches. Sometimes in your day, and I can say this for sure, sometimes I'm the least important person in my day. I am last on the priority list. And you know what? I signed up for that. I'm okay with that. That's life. But if you're in the fitness field, or if you're one of those CEOs, if you're one of those managers, if you're one of those entrepreneurs, and you're hustling and you're grinding, guess what? That's okay. And you know what? If you get 30 minutes to work out, do it. Take advantage of it. And if you don't, okay, move on. There are some weeks that I get 1 workout in. There are some weeks that I get 7. In between, I'm happy. In between, I take advantage of the opportunity that I have. But some days, some weeks, some months, the goal is just to work out. So Harold, the answer to your question, which I think you said was 2%, and that would be calling it on the high end. The answer to your question from me is 90%.